Hey everyone, we'll get started just in a moment here. Let me double check and make sure everything's in my volume. Make sure the desktop so I can test that real quick. I think I should be good. Refresh that real quick. Okay, if it's up and running, I see it here. I'm gonna try to be able to talk a little bit closer to the mic, maybe. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, that sounds so much better now. Yeah. So welcome to the stream. I'm just doing some sound design, doing some redesigns today. If I have time though, I might go to paper golf for a second to try to mess around with that a little bit. I'm still not able to utilize the UI bar. I think the last time I worked on the meta sounds for that project, I wasn't able to really test out the UI, but I can at least move the input bar so it can kind of work. So yeah, I think we might touch on that a little bit, but I think I really want to focus on my redesign. I haven't really done this in a bit. The last time we left off, we were working on some Foley, I believe, for this redesign. I believe this is from Elden Rings or from Dark Souls. It's the Briar of Sins magic spell that we're working on, and then there's also a part 2 to it as well. Today I wanted to work on the swell, and I'll show it before we get started. The swell that happens before the person hits the staff and unleashes the Briar of Sins ability, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, we'll get started just in a moment here. Gonna give it a couple more, like maybe a minute or two here, and then we'll get started. And we'll see what we can do today. I hope everyone's been doing well. I wasn't able to go to Game SoundCon this year. I hope everyone enjoyed their time though. I saw some really good talks that were. I heard about some really good talks that were there, as well as there were some talks that were dropped as well, from people who were speaking through their socials. So I'm very excited to kind of catch up on those and take a look at that. But I'm glad everyone had fun at Game SoundCon. Hopefully next year I'll be able to go to it and not have any issues getting there. So yeah, I really hope to do so. And of course I'll be at GDC a little bit less days this time for GDC, but yeah, I'll be there too. So yeah, let me just give me 1 minute here and then we'll get started, okay? Hold on a second. Okay, we're going to get started here. Hopefully, if anybody's in chat, let me know if my fan is too loud or if you can hear it. Especially when I switch to Reaper, the music's going to cut off here, so you may not hear. I have a gate on here. Yeah, okay, it's blocking it out. Cool. I put a gate on my microphone in my streaming system, so it shouldn't come off. But let me know if you do. Maybe you hear it as I'm talking, so that's okay. But okay, so yeah, pretty much what we were working on. I want to mute this already, but we were working on the Briar of Sins part of this redesign. There's a second part after this, but we're just focusing on this first couple of seconds of it. If I be honest with you, I've been working on the technical sound design project more than this, so that's why you don't see much difference here. But last time we did work on some of the blood foley, and we kind of did that part, just a bare minimum, like I guess bare structure of what I was kind of thinking of. Of course, this is all subject to change, but we'll kind of take a listen to it. Pretty much, I guess to play the video without. Let me go to my mixer here. To play it without any like sounds or anything, I can play the clip real quick. The short little clip. This is the first ability, Briar of Sins. And if you watch it here, yeah. So he slams. He conjures up like a pool of blood for a second, and then literally he lets the staff down, and the thorns, summons thorns, that whirl in his own blood, pretty much. As the description says, summon thorns from a whirl of its own blood. So it literally takes his blood and he creates thorns out of it, which is really cool. So yeah, we kind of messed around with a couple different layers and things that we tried. I tried to keep it, obviously have some of the gory aspect in the Foley of it, and then also I did try to add some of the thorns as well in this here too. And I actually made I made a sub project for this, so you'll see this here. In the sub project, we kind of have it broken down to the not quite sectioned off perfectly yet, but we have some of the blood gore sounds here that are stacked up, and then I have some blood impact sounds with different low impact gore impact sounds, and as well as I think one of these are a seat cushion actually. I always like putting seat cushions as a low little thump in there too. And then we have some of the blood pulsing sounds that I have right here. Yeah, I really wanted a pulsing sound around here because when we play it, we kind of see the light. Oh, I think I'm lagging a little bit. Yeah, I just like that feeling there. One layer I did consider putting here is if you actually take a look at the clip, I think having some like bubbling blood kind of as an underneath layer between this might actually make this even better, because we don't actually see the pulsing sound that I have right now. We don't actually see that, but the rush of blood that's kind of accumulating, I think that actually will be good. So that's kind of what I guess that's kind of what I'm working on here. I want to determine if I want to put this with when it comes to the consistent blood rushing sound. I'm considering if I want to put it on the sub project here with everything else, or if I want to put it with this new section I call right here, blood magic swell. Maybe I'll put it with that actually because I want some other layers in there. I thought about putting some like cool like screeching or like some kind of like reverb layer that kind of helps rise to the occasion to this point, and then the bursts of thorns from the blood. Yeah, I think I'll probably keep it here, but maybe that's what we'll touch on first. Then, pretty much, I want to work on the blood magic swelling sound. I think I will make a sub project for this. I wasn't originally, but I think I will. I do like doing sub projects because it does kind of allow me to experiment with different layers of the sounds, and then I can come back to the main project and kind of bring them all together and say, okay, cool, this is how it's all going to sound together. And if I need to tweak anything, I can just go into the sub project and tweak it real quick, and then come back to the master project or the mix of it, and then kind of say, okay, let's play it now together. And of course, I do put some compression on some of my sub projects, depending on how much I've done already inside of the sub project, if that makes sense. I don't always put compression on the outside of it, but I will put it at least in the sub project area, and I'll put like a master compression just to kind of glue all the different parts together, of course. So anyways, let's go ahead and do this here. I'm going to go ahead and first, actually, I don't even have to do anything more with that. I can just click on this track here and go ahead and just create a sub project. And we're just going to call this, really should have labeled these a little bit better, but that's okay. Blood swell magic. That's what I called it so far. Cool. So now we have a sub project for that. And I'm going to actually copy that track because I do want that part of it. We're going to go over here. 1.3.32. We'll just keep it there for now. Cool. All right. So we'll probably mute that track first, but anyways, we'll just kind of have it here. Actually, I'm going to mute that and start with that bubbling effect that I was talking about. Like, try to find some kind of like gory bubbling effect, maybe. Um, but like I really want like a rapid boil. I think I might have some recordings of some sauce that I did. I might have to go to my SD card for that one though. But I can't find one here. But yeah, let's see if we can just find like a nasty like boil. I think I can slow that down and then make it, of course, make it lower. Let's see if we could do that. Just by a little bit. I'm more actually. Let's see if I can get like a sauce boil. I might have to plug in my SD card to see if I can get that there. Let's take that too. For this one, I want to slow it down even more. I said to be careful, of course, because sometimes it can, yeah, it's artifacting just a little bit there. Let's do like 0.8 instead and see if that works. Let's do this, repitch. I'm not going to give up on it just yet. I want to see if I can pitch it down, add some EQ on it. Oop, look at the wrong one. Because I really don't want the high frequency layers of it. That's actually pretty good. It's a good like base layer. Let's see if we can add something else to that. Let's try this commenting. I'm gonna take that same thing a little bit here, but maybe I won't add like a base layer to it. Yeah, okay, maybe. It's super pretty. I'm also gonna trim this out tremendously because it doesn't even last that long. I actually think this should line up to the end of that ability, so we're just gonna kind of use that as a reference. I need to actually add the video clip to this. Hold up. Grab the video clip track here and just copy that and then add it to here. I don't quite want it there though. I usually just try to keep a separate track above the group for the video. Make sure no complications happen with that. This should really go down. I don't know why it's, oh, well, it's because I clicked, because my cursor's all the way down there. Yep, halfway. Perfect, okay. I'm just going to say that real quick. Make sure that this video is always, yeah, it's to the track. See if I can find a different kind of boil sound. Maybe. One time I did do like some underwater bubbles. That kind of. I don't know why I like that a little bit, but I want to just try some of that. I might be able to mix it in with the. I want to just keep that on the side there because that's not what I need for right now for that. But I think that actually might help later on a little bit. I really need more of the beginning part of it. This here. Oop. I do want to sound a little more messy than need, so I'm gonna try to turn on the water layer a little bit. Maybe let me adjust this higher frequency one. And the problem, of course, like when you start using bubbles and stuff as a layer, you have to be careful with like how pretty it sounds because bubble. I think when water boils, it's a little more cleaner compared to like sauce boiling. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to kind of get. Let me see if I can up real quick. I'm gonna see if I can find these sounds without having to go to my SD card. If not, I'll just go get it real quick. A couple years ago, I recorded some boiling sauce sounds, and I use it for a project that's like already that should be on my website and everything before right now. But I don't remember if. All right, yeah, let's see. Okay, I found it here. Let me see if I can find some of the. That's not the one I need. Oh, jeez. I apologize. You're gonna hear my voice for a second. There it is. I got it. I know I did some recordings. I almost want to see if some of these are okay to use. I'm gonna cut off obviously the beginning part of it where I'm just talking and saying what take it is. Yeah, some layers of this might be nice. Like we could literally just get any clip really and just add it and just slide it in. Because again, it's a short little hit, but I do want some to try to make it a little beefy. Oh my gosh! On the doll, a little bit closer. These sound a little bit closer, so I'm just gonna grab a couple of those too. Oops. I'm gonna grab a couple of those too and take all this out where I'm talking. These probably should be a good starting point. And I, as you can see, yeah, this I made this. I recorded this a while ago. I try to be better about labeling my Foley stuff, so I know exactly what it is in the future. I try to do better about that. Now let's tighten up this fade out so it's more like cut off. You know, because that's kind of that's kind of what I want to happen. I wanted to immediately like just have that boil like almost done pretty much, and then we have the thorns coming up. Maybe some of these layers can go here. I'm just experimenting with this one, so don't. I'm just trying that and seeing if that. It might not make the cut, but it sounds kind of cool the way that it is. That was recorded. Same thing with this though here too, where we have that sudden like abrupt fade out. Fade out. Help with the intensity of it a little bit. And then next thing we're gonna kind of do here is we're gonna kind of pan some of this stuff out a little bit here. I'm gonna try to add some master plugins on this group of sounds here. I'm just gonna go ahead and unselect some of the solos and solo the group all together. I'm gonna mute that one. The imager. And this little stereo, let's set the just a little bit more. Because this track will be, I wanted to sit under what's already happening with the spell, and also we're gonna have some like blood magic also going with this, some cooler like Cynthia layers. But I want this to kind of support everything, so I'm gonna add a little reverb to it too. Try to bring it out. I don't think we need any echoes. No, thank you. Waves. Bring it down to that, and also we don't really need that much of a reverb time. We'll do about 2 seconds. It's probably fine. And I don't really need a detail in either. let's go and make that range just a little bit shorter. Yeah, there you go. I try to, one thing that I was like advised to do a long time ago is try to like any chance you get, try to add some movement to it. So I just want to add just a, like a smidge movement, so it's not stationary there. Even though it's going to be like like a kind of an underlayer, I still want it to kind of have a little movement to it and not sound so static. I'm just gonna add the reverb compressor here. Just gonna start with the basic. This is a basic here. Make this a little faster, actually. I don't know if that's gonna make a difference. Oh, that made a tremendous difference. Yikes! Hold up. Okay. Let's just make it slow. The modulation. Actually, I think I was kind of good where I was at the 2.6. I'll make it around like 39. Yeah, and that movement with the Mundo modulator will kind of happen at different intervals randomly, so it won't always be to the left or right or going to the right to the left, but typically will, depending on wherever we start the clip at. Let's see it. Let's just kind of. Oh, this is another sub project here. I'm gonna save that real quick. This is the other sub project for the blood Foley. So now we have two sub project tracks. I'm gonna take that out. And we'll add, and that's already in our, oops. There you go. Okay. So that's already in our thing and everything. Okay, so let's kind of see how this is going. I muted the mixer, so we're going to take that out. Let's go ahead and just insert just a little simple compressor just in case. This will probably change. So I typically do change it. So here we go. Actually, I think we need more sizzle. Yeah, everything actually seems a little too low now, which is actually a good thing. Let's take a look at listen to resume recordings again. Okay, I think this is when we can actually use some of the water boiling, or I actually like. I wish I had like an underwater mic. I forgot what it's called. I think they're hydrophonic mics. I think is what it might be called. But sometimes those are nice for like. This little clip right here might be nice. Oops, that one, this one. And maybe, I also want to go through and actually, I realized that I've probably duplicated some tracks and didn't really add any treble to it. This one too. This one's also not a. This is probably a more remover. Let's see if it's saturated might help with this a little bit. Just a little bit. And then maybe let's try a little clipper. Maybe it's not loud enough. I don't know. Oop, I did it again. There you go. I cut it by accident. We could actually probably extend these just a little bit so it's not cutting off too early. Yeah, there you go. So there's that transition between one doom, you know, so it's not like one rest boom, you know. It's kind of like music where you want to make sure the phrases connect through. And I actually I used to I still have issues doing that sometimes with my sound designs. So I always have to make sure I kind of keep that in mind. What's this track here? That actually helps, huh? This was actually something I pulled in before we started the stream. And the and the boiling residue that happens after. I say residue, but you know. Yeah, that's a good little start. I'm actually going to keep that swelling there. I'm going to keep that there, and I'm going to label it as swelling layer. Maybe it doesn't belong here. Maybe it should go somewhere else. Because I might, well, if I add more to it, I'll do that. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Every time I, you know what? Let me fix this right now. This white color needs to go. I need a pink. Can we make it a little bit brighter? Yeah. Sorry. I have all the colors, but I always sometimes I just run out of colors, or and then I switch them and then I forget to switch it back. Okay, we're gonna make these pink. These purple. Okay, so now the compressor that I have right now is just for this main group here. This should be called the Gore Swell or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, that sounds good. And then this is like the release. Okay. This is still a work in progress, not final yet. actually, I just thought of something like water on concrete almost, so like a sprinkler kind of. No. Yeah, it's too much. We'll start there. I do need to like mix this though and everything, or at least add some EQ to it and stuff, and make it pretty. This is just here to sit under the track and layer and everything, just to add to it a little bit. Bring it down. Okay. Do that. And actually, I do need to marry all these tracks together. So I'm going to go over to the mat. I thought, oh, you know what? I know I need to actually do the master. I don't have to keep going to the mixer here. Oh, what this effect, it doesn't show that. I wish it would. Maybe there's something I'm not doing right on that. Interesting. All right, we'll deal with that here. Um, I wanted to see if I could make the master show on my actual thing. Okay, so I was planning to add this. So let's try this one. I just want to try it anyways. Third one. This third one I'm adding here, I'm gonna just add it to sync strictly for high frequency purposes. I don't know. See that? Hold on. Okay, let's try that. Hey, real quick. Oh no. Okay, so this is actually way too close. This is slightly off. Which is weird, because maybe... Okay, yeah, I see. We do want the impact on when the staff actually hits. This impact will actually should happen a little more here, though, because it should happen when the thorns actually rise up and everything. It's just there to complement the thorns coming up there. And this can actually sit pretty low. Try that instead. And now look, yeah, now it looks better. That track that I was talking about before, it's sticking out a little bit now. And so I might actually move that by itself for a second. Actually, another thing I want to do to it is I'm going to repitch just a little bit. And we'll add some automation to it just a little bit here too. I'm going to make it just rise up just a little bit in pitch. And verb, this is add some verb to it. This is going to be a little more extreme when it comes to the verb. Go to 10. Oop, nope, that one. Right. All 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 right. Sorry, the compressor that I use on the master sometimes adds like this white noise to it because I switched it on analog by accident there. Okay, there you go. So now I shouldn't hear too much of that anymore. I'm gonna actually. Okay, that's a good cutoff time. I'm also gonna try something called a proximity. Try to set it back just a little bit. Probably about a 4 dB. Let's see if that works. There you go. And sorry, that doesn't sound the release swell didn't sound as present as other tracks. We're just gonna bump it up a little bit. Let's see how it sounds here so far with the video. So right now we added pretty much this kind of a recap with the blood swell magic. I try to add some boiling sauce, gore sounds, and as well as water sounds, kind of create that swelling. And then of course we actually end up using that vocalization, the vocal riser sound to kind of help with the swelling too, and as well as that release swell that we have too. Actually, I want to go back really quickly. I just thought about something maybe I could try. Is that maybe I can actually, along with, actually I haven't done really much with the automation of this. But one thing I was like, maybe I should actually maybe add a little bit of volume to it, just a little bit, because I actually want that heart sound to kind of pop through. And the sound I'm talking about is actually, if we go back to this project, we hear this sound here. I just adjusted that real quick there. But yeah, I want that sound to still kind of be visible. I also think that as we mess around with the master compressor, that also will help with that a little bit too. So Yeah, it actually did. So yeah, I heard of that time really well. Yeah, the Intel can probably swell just come out just a little bit quicker. It doesn't. The animation of the blood doesn't, and it's probably around. Yeah, that's probably good there. Okay, one thing I was wondering, and I was kind of thinking about this anyways before this, but with that little vocalization riser sound, I'm going to make a separate group for this one. This is going to be like the riser vox, if you will. We're going to call this vox rising. I don't know why that's funny. Well, we're going to call that. I thought about you trying to see if maybe a granular synth would do anything fun with it. Let's just, I just want to try. So we're gonna try. Um, let's see here. I'm also gonna take off the proximity plugin on that. I don't think that's necessary. We'll see if it is though. I'm gonna mute everything else and just have this on. I'm just messing with the Melda granular synth here and seeing if it does anything. See if it's worth it. Maybe if I can find like maybe it's something else. I'm trying to think of like another. I think maybe like a cymbal sound might maybe I can modify and flip it and reverse it. Something else that can go along with this riser sound. Let's try a cymbal. Like some kind of like. I kind of don't want. I don't want it automatically made though. I want to kind of be able to do it myself. But if I can hear, if I hear it, when I hear it, I know that like, oh, that's a good one. We're gonna try a swoosh. See, that kind of helps. We're also gonna modify it a lot, but before I get to that, I just want to see something with sound toys here. because of the reverb and the granular synth, I don't think this is gonna work. I think we're gonna have to keep it the way it is, just because this riser sound, I will say, I think it is a little edited. It should like sound wise. Yeah. But this one is not. Let's see if I can create something that will complement that a little bit. First thing first, we're gonna grab EQ2 here. It was always hard to do this because I have my FX browser on the bottom there. I really should try to maybe bring it out so I can just click on things like that. I'm gonna do that first and then activate these. I'm gonna try to have these follow each other with automation. So we're gonna grab the low pass and high pass frequency here. I'm gonna move them in position. And also number two frequency as well. I'm kind of eyeballing it, just making sure that the band two frequency is always in between these two. Right now they are not, so we're going to move that down 10,000 to 13, 3,000, 19. Okay, but it's in between. Oh, there's a way to multi-select these. There's not, so we're just gonna bring it down. Let's say the 3,000 is gonna be down here, and then between 1,000 and 3,000, so we make this around 2 or so thousand. Actually, that looks fine on the EQ. I'm using the numbers like pretty much. I'm just verifying that the second one's always going to be in the middle, so it's always that has that peak, the sweeping effect that I want. I'm gonna keep it up there actually. Okay, so but anyways, you can actually kind of watch it if you really want to. Um, let's add some reverb to that too. Add a compressor between these now. If that were Let's add two of these because the bass, the other rising effect is also in stereo, so we need to kind of balance that out. We're gonna take it down another 3 years, 3 dB or so, make it imbalanced. Don't know if it's gonna work out, but I mean that's worth a shot. I just wanted to experiment and see some other ways that we could try to make this more interesting. I'm trying to think of some other like effects that might help with this a little bit too. Always gotta try to bring a modulator and just because honestly. Oh, is this added? Oh, is this being added onto everything? Yeah, we don't want that. Hold up, we delete that. I just wanted it on another one. We're bringing it down just a little bit more. 2,800 in between there. And instead of going up like to 4,000, we're gonna go up to like 800 to like I don't know, like 250, where the biggest number is gonna be around. So if you're going to 400, actually let's bring that down too. Let's bring it down there, and then 200. This being the biggest number, that should be able to stay there. No, it can't. No. Oh, I'm moving everything. Okay, I see what I'm doing. I was like, what's going on here? Okay, so sorry, I had all the dots selected. Okay, so 800 being the bottom. I wanted to bring it down just a little bit, so it wasn't going that high. 800 in between 1,000 for going up to, let's not go that high, 3,000, with the lowest being 25. I'm watching my graph. Sorry, hold up. Okay, and then of course between 800 and 1,000, we'll do like 900 or something. Whatever looks like it fits. And then between 1,000, I mean 1,600 and 2,900. We'll do that. Sorry, readjust that a little bit because that's lower than that. We can actually like go like the 900 maybe. Yeah, there you go. So let's just make this one a little bit more, let's give it some more margin for the sweep. And then this goes with the sure my matches right. We're going to delete this track right here I'm looking at right now because we adjusted this first one and we're just going to duplicate it again so that now it matches. Perfect. Okay, let's get over this. We're going to come back to this later anyways. I just wanted to see how that may have worked. Let's go to the master track real quick and also take a look at the compressor and everything. I want some more unique boils there as well. Maybe like duplicate those more actually, and then we can. Hold on, I don't think I duplicated both of them. There you go. And then we can take it down like maybe like -3 dB. And we can kind of. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's take a listen to that then. I'm gonna turn on my fan just a bit here. I don't think you guys can hear it, but. Let's unleash everything, including the character foley that we have here. I know for a fact this is. Hold up. Let's actually do this real quick. I'm gonna come back to this too. I realized that I didn't mix everything as well on this. Not mix, but just well, actually, yeah. Because yes, I didn't mix it. I just kind of slapped everything there and said, "All right, cool," which is okay. I think I did this towards the end of the stream last time, anyways. That's quite the punch. Yeah. I think a good ring will be good with that. So, all right, let's take a look and see what we got here. So we kind of went back for a second to revise some of the swelling sounds. We added some new layers. May not be necessary, may not be wanted, but we're gonna try it out anyways. It sounds okay to me. Right now, they're both sitting around the -8 dB. I'm bringing up one of them slightly off centered there. We did also go back and adjust some of the blood pulsing as well to try to bring up the thumping, like the blood sound that we made before. So yeah, I did want to kind of do that. Yeah, but let's see how it kind of comes together here. This part, sorry, going back to the post swelling, these bubble sounds need to be way louder. I'm almost tempted of taking that out as an impact layer instead, so that we can make it a little bit louder without affecting the sizzle, the release swell. And also maybe the Okay, with this, kind of going back to some of the things that I may have missed last time, but definitely want to transient shaper on this so it's a little more attack. Maybe a little bit too much high end. So right now there's not really any like low impact on that on the thorn sounds that we want. Even and unfortunately this right here is not as clean as I would like it to be. Let me see if I took out too much high end. Maybe. Let's see if we can get like a high. And then we'll call it after a moment there.
Six.
It's a little better. Yeah, that's a lot better. I also panned the two duplicate layers that we had, so it's not so overbearing with that. I'll pull that down there, and then maybe pan the higher frequency in between both of those as well. We're gonna go to the higher frequencies also, and add that EQ. So we don't have any conflicting frequencies with the take off some of the high there. And actually, to be fair, once we have now that we have two layers of this, we don't need that much decibels, so we're gonna take it down to also 3. Let's go ahead and compress this as well. That's a little better. I know this doesn't sound really gory yet, so maybe let's see if we can add some gore to it a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm using for my library here that I have access to right now. What's gonna be interesting about this though is that we're gonna have to maybe turn that down just a little bit So I can actually kind of. Turn imagery maybe to a little bit here. Kind of widen that out. Add some movement to it maybe and see if that helps too. Okay, let's see how that goes. I have to adjust some of the mixing, and then we'll call it. We'll call it there for now. So yeah, we ended up adding some more things on top because I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. But let's see how it sounds. I still have to do some more mixing, of course. And we didn't. We also didn't get to the meta sounds today, but I'll touch more on that tomorrow. I'm thinking that the blood swelling sub project is probably too loud. I can hear the compressor trying to control it, and like, well, I can hear it like over compressing a little bit, maybe. When I kind of one by one close all these. Okay, cool. And also, I wanted it to be louder, but not taking over the show. Because now I want this section to be a lot louder still. And again, this might just have to change because this was early when we were designing this, so it might be a situation where it's like, actually, no, this section might have to just adjust just a little bit to fit in. And again, this is one of the moments where maybe also too much attack on that. Maybe this section should have been with the other one too. you know, so it's not so far apart. And we probably could have mixed them together more linearly. But let's try it again here, and then we'll be good. That was pretty good. I still feel like this was. It might be over compressed because I have a compressor here, right? I wonder what happens if I do this. Oh, yeah, we took off the compressor because there's already a compressor here too. No. Yeah, that can't work. Because once it got there, it didn't. That was my fault. I turned down the blood swell from the volume, so that's why it sounded like that. I do have a compressor though. Let's actually do this here. I do see something I didn't. There is a compressor actually on this sub project too. Maybe I'm gonna take that off real quick. See if that sounds a little bit better. Because right now it sounds like the sound's not really getting to the main project as impactful as it is here. Maybe try a different. Actually, I know what to do. I'll do this. Old-fashioned clipper. Just a little limit. I want to set it to -3, so there's some headroom. Okay, maybe it might be a little bit better. We'll see how it goes overall with the mix. I could do this all day, really, and keep tweaking with it. But I'll eventually stop to go make myself some dinner. But I want to leave on a good note too. So that's also why I'm taking time to do this, so that when I continue this the next time, it doesn't, it's not so like, yeah. And now I can actually might be able to turn on the master and the main project down a little bit. It's clipping a lot. I see on OBS. Really hope it's not super loud. I'm sorry if it is. I didn't really realize that. I just took a look at OBS. But let's. Definitely sounds better. Might be a little bit loud. I have to admit, I apologize. I didn't realize I was breaking y'all's ears. I just took a look at OBS and saw like the meter peaking. Might be because of this transient shaper that I added on the blood foley sound. So might be too much. I can see it. I can see it really doing that. But also it could be this too. It's just a combination of all of them. Okay, but yeah, okay. So we'll work on that more. Again, I'm gonna save this. Do one let's play for myself so I can always take a look at it when as I'm doing this. So I'm gonna play it back real quick and then we'll call it there. Sorry, let me play it one more time. Okay, well, yeah. All right, so I think we did pretty good. I think we so successfully added that swelling layer that I like a lot there. I think there still needs to be some kind of like maybe we need to start touching on the ground impact a little bit more and some of the more realism in it to kind of help complement this all this magic and all this foley that we have here. We'll probably start from the character foley here. That will be a nice template of it. Because right now this is like the only thing that's kind of giving us that staff sound that we need, which is really cool. But I bet you if you like add like some kind of like ringing in it, it would probably be so much better. But anyways, thank you for coming by and saying hi. I really do appreciate it if you do. I need to put up my Blue Sky network thing on this stream over screen so that you can follow me on Blue Sky there. There's plenty of game audio resources there. Such a great platform for that as well right now. Soon we'll also do some meta sound stuff. I promise I'll get back to that as well. I've been working on it on the side, but I haven't been streaming it. So, but yeah, we'll get back to that there. I appreciate you coming by and saying hi if you did. This will go up on my YouTube channel, so you can always check out them VODs as well. And I'll see you guys later.